Eight of Pentacles in reverse. You know how people say, actually, somebody just said this to me the other day. They were like, and you deserve it. And they said, because you work really, really hard. That stood out to me because
I didn't get here because I work hard. I have a gift from God.
we have this dominant narrative in our culture that we deserve things only after we've struggled, or only after we've worked our asses off, or worked our tails off and worked really, really hard. Like, if you work hard, you can achieve everything. You can achieve your dreams. I'm not so certain anymore. Hey Scorpio, welcome to your tarot reading for August 2021. Today we're going to take a look at your heart, your mind, your body. We'll take a look at your past, your present, and your future. And toward the end, we will pull a card of guidance for you. So stick around for that. I have been shuffling your cards off camera, so I'm going to give it one last shuffle, split the deck 3 ways, and then we will get started. All right, let's look into this. Scorpio, August. In the position of your heart, also the present moment, we have the Daughter of Wands. Very interesting. She's rushing off to new things with the wisdom of the past. Very excited, very inspired, very motivated, as you can tell, and moving pretty quickly. So this is in the position of your heart, also the present moment. There may be a lot of action around you, or you may feel like you are moving swiftly, like things are happening very speedily. There's change in the works. It does feel like positive movement forward. In the position of your mind, we have the 10 of Discs. Oh yes, this is generational wealth. This woman is giving birth in side of a community of support. She has a lot of support around her, powerful support. Look at all of these women holding mandalas. Something new is emerging, which does make sense if in the present moment we have this card of rushing off to new things. Do you feel like you're moving from one phase to another? There's some sort of transition happening, and it is a new beginning of some sort for you. It's on your mind. You may feel like you're in a time of great prosperity or abundance at this point, or at this moment in your life. At least that's where your head is at. In the position of your body or your foundation, we have the 3 of Wands. Interesting. Whatever plan you've put into motion here with the Daughter of Wands, this is positive steps forward. Like the plan is being implemented. It's also a card of creativity, learning how to express yourself creatively. Verbal expression, using words and language. There could be some sort of teacher-student dynamic happening for you, or mother-child dynamic happening. Ultimately, this is a card of collaboration. It's in your foundation. It's a card of collaboration around something that feels very fiery and passionate and, again, inspired. In the position of the past, we have the Sun in reverse. All of this may be coming after a time that felt, for the most part, positive, right? Could be an experience, could be a situation, some scenario in your past that felt like, yeah, this is for the most part positive, but there was a damper on it. You know, it wasn't its fullest expansive expression of optimism. Again, we have another community here. The Sun does represent community. It's like the optimism is felt individually, but it's also felt inside of community. Like everybody else feels it as well. In the reverse, it's still a very positive card. It still represents everything that I just described, but it feels a little bit like there was like a constriction around it, like something is dampening it. It's not its fullest peak expression. In the future, we have the Tower. Holy shit. The Tower is, oh, it's a peak moment. Look at how this woman is on top of this foundation, this brick silo. These lightning bolts are coming out of the sky. She is poised to capture these bolts of inspiration. And when she does, it sets her mind on fire. I mean, look at look at her head is like emanating flames. And then out of her eye, like these rays of light, like a new perspective is emerging from her eyes. She has this new vision for what is to become. I do feel like there's something new emerging here for you, and you are like all about it, rushing off to it. Let's engage this change. Like you are here for it, Daughter of Wands. Something though has to come to a conclusion. It might catch you unaware or be a surprise to you somehow. It's like some established system, some established foundation must come to an end, must come to its natural conclusion for you to fully realize this vision, this new way of seeing, this new perspective, to build this new foundation for yourself. All right, Scorpio, let's clarify. What is this new thing that you're rushing off to? Let's use the Light Seers deck here. I'm curious. It feels, she's running with a unicorn. It feels magical. Again, it feels inspired. I know I've said that word like 3 times, but it feels that way. It looks that way. She is running very swiftly. She has her arms thrown up in the air. Her body is very open. She has a smile on her face. She's running with a unicorn, and there are cranes in the background that are flying with her. She has a wheel, symbolizing the Wheel of Fortune to me, which symbolizes change, positive change, in her hand. Oh. Yeah, this feels, like I said, like a positive thing, like something that you feel good about. It's in the position of your heart, also the position of the present moment. So, according to these cards, this is happening now. It's the way that you're feeling now. Tell me more about the Daughter of Wands. We have a Major Arcana card in the past and a Major Arcana card in the future. And they are flanking a personality card. Okay. Wow, interesting. Are you feeling anxiety about this? About this change? Look at this. This might be what's underneath the surface. Our feelings of concern, worry, anxiety. Let's pull some more cards for that. You know what? I don't know what's up with these Light Seer tarot cards, but they have been, the last couple of readings I've used them, they've been so quiet. They haven't wanted to talk to me. So I'm going to switch decks and move forward here with the Ryder Waite deck. What is this anxiety about? Because, you know, just before this card came out, I was talking about how positive this card is. You know, there's feelings of expansion and optimism, feelings of movement and change. It's magical, it's inspired. And then we get the Nine of Swords clarifying this, which indicates concern, anxiety, sleepless nights, insomnia, worry. Every time we go through a significant change in our lives, and I'm feeling like this is happening for you because the Tower has shown up. There is always an element of anxiety, even if it's a positive thing, right? Even if it's a change that we've provoked and we're looking forward to. Page of Swords. There could be a personality surrounding you, somebody surrounding you that's bringing this anxiety in, provoking this anxiety, could be provoking this change in and of itself. The page is very observational. This is doing your research, looking into things. Sometimes in relationship readings, it'll be read as the stalker card. You know, it'll often indicate that somebody's watching you, watching your social media, watching you, or observing you from afar, but not really engaging with you, not really coming forward to speak their truth or to talk with you. This person does hold back and they just watch. There could be somebody around you like this that is connected to this anxiety that you feel around this inherently positive change, I have to say. I say there could be a person around you because these cards represent, these two here, personalities. This could be you, this could be somebody else, same vice versa here. Read it as you may, or interpret it as you may. You understand your life situation better than I do. And this is a general reading. But something is changing. Someone's moving on very quickly. And somebody's watching, observing, not saying much, not engaging much. And there is a tinge or an element of anxiety and concern and worry here in the present moment. Whew. Let's look at your future. I want to understand this Tower card. And then we'll look at the Sun. I also want to understand your past, why the Sun is in reverse here. We got the Four of Pentacles in reverse and the Four of Cups in reverse. Very interesting. This is clarifying the Tower. This feels like a letting go. Like if you were holding on tightly to something, could be actual tangible items like resources, time, energy, holding on to what you felt was yours, but also the things that made you feel secure. So it could even be like the way that you believe, the way that you thought about your life, you know, ideals and philosophies. If you were holding on in that way, there is a letting go. There's like a loosening of that grip here connected to this Tower moment, this new vision, this new way of seeing, this illumination. There's also, you're connecting in a way with an offer that comes through or has come through or came through. This offer might be something that you didn't recognize before, but you're finally starting to see it and understand it in a new way. This is like clicking, waking up, engaging with it. Like, oh, I see you. Okay, let's do this. Very much similar to how this woman is illuminated, her vision. She gets a new vision as a result of this action of grabbing these lightning bolts. This offer is a divine offer coming out of the sky. This person is not engaged with it. However, in the reverse, it's like you see it, you engage with it, you finally click with it, you wake up, and that is exactly what's happening too here. She's grabbing these thunderbolts or lightning bolts out of the sky. And a new vision, if you can see these rays emanating from her eyes, emerges for her. Illumination. So yeah, there's like a loosening. You're letting go of something that you at one point held onto quite tightly. And it leads to this Tower moment, which is really a moment of, it's a power moment. It's a moment of illumination for you. And you finally see something really clearly and are able to then grab it, right? Engage with it, claim it. Delicious. Okay, let's look at the Sun. The Sun was in reverse in the past for you. We have two cards of community here. The Sun is very individualistic, and yet there is a community here. And again, the Sun is felt by the individual, but also by the whole, the greater whole. the positive, expansive qualities of the sun. Ooh. Oh, did you walk away from something? And it was a positive thing, but it felt difficult at the same time. That might explain why the sun is in reverse here. Like, ultimately, you knew this was for the best. Like, you needed to do this. This was something that needed to happen. This walking away of something that you actually built over time. But it was like bittersweet, right? It was a mixed bag. You had mixed feelings, potentially, about it. That would explain this swift movement and this change that keeps coming through. That would explain the anxiety. That would explain the person watching. Okay. 10 of Discs. What's on your mind? Generational wealth, legacy, giving birth to something new inside of a community of support. It's a new beginning. It's an ending and a new beginning. 10s represent an ending, a finality. And what comes after the 10 is the 1, a new beginning. 2 of Wands. Yeah, it's like, again, we have this mixed bag thing. This man holds the world in his hands, and that's kind of what I was feeling from the Sun card. Like, ultimately, it was very positive. Like, I have the world. This is very positive. I have everything. There's abundance around me. This is, like 10 of Discs is abundance. It is wealth. It's legacy. It's having enough to share with your community. And yet this person is looking out, like, what else is out there? I do feel like you're moving on from something here. Moving towards something new. And I don't feel like you're at a loss. Although you're leaving something important behind, it doesn't feel like you're at a loss here. Like, you have a lot of support. Financial support, resources around you, that type of thing. This is on your mind. Like, the world. Like, what else can I claim? What else can I do? What else can I have? What else can I be? All right. In your foundation, 3 of Wands. Remember we talked about this as symbolizing creative expression. Also teacher-student dynamic, mother-child dynamic, collaboration. Collaboration on an endeavor that makes you feel really inspired, that like you're just like, whoa, this is like it. This is my passion. This is my thing. I'm going to learn more about this. You're finally expressing who you are and how you feel. You're at the beginning stages of expressing, yourself. Clarify the 3 of Wands for me, please. Language. They're learning language. Oh. Nice. 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Well, I'm just going to tell you what I'm thinking. Maybe it'll make sense to you. You know how people say, like, actually, somebody just said this to me the other day. They were like, and you deserve it. And I was like, yeah. And they said, because you work really, really hard. That stood out to me because
I didn't get here because I work hard. I have a gift from God.
We have this dominant narrative in our culture that we deserve things only after we've struggled, or only after we've worked our asses off or worked our tails off and worked really, really hard. Like, if you work hard, you can achieve everything. You can achieve your dreams. I'm not so certain anymore that type of, or that level of toil is necessary to achieve your dreams or to be happy. And now I'm more like, maybe where I need to put my focus is on my happiness and my joy and feel like I deserve, my dreams to realize, because I am worthy just like anybody else is worthy, not because I'm, putting in blood, sweat, and tears. And only after I've sacrificed so much through my hard work, do I maybe get what I want, right? I hope I articulated that. That's what this card is making me think of. Upright, it's like focused, hard work. Just like, look he's just banging those coins out, right? Banging those pentacles out. And I'm not against hard work. I think working hard, especially at something that you're passionate about, is really important. However, this indicates like flipping that dominant narrative on its head, expressing yourself, collaborating around something that brings you inspiration and passion, and yet it doesn't feel like hard work. It comes naturally, it comes easily to you. Yeah, that's in your foundation. It doesn't feel like toil. It doesn't feel like you have to, sacrifice your firstborn child for it, right? It feels like play. It feels like fun. And that's the place where it starts to flow. There's an openness, there's a receptivity. It's sparky. Okay. Wow. Let's pull a card of guidance for you. Should we do? Yeah, let's do these. This thing that you're moving toward, this change, you're leaving something behind, something that you probably put a lot of time and energy and effort into. And probably also put a lot of thought into leaving before you pulled the trigger. It felt like a good thing. It felt like this is the thing that needs to happen, and I know ultimately it's for my best. And ultimately it's the right and the most positive decision I can make for myself, but it also felt a little bittersweet. I mean, this is something that you had worked on for quite some time. Worked, right? That you built. A foundation that you built. In the present moment, there's this full-on engagement with the change and moving in a very positive direction very swiftly. Somebody could be watching you do this, observing from a distance. And there could be, this whole change is tinged with anxiety. In the future, we have a loosening of your grip on something that you felt was yours, that you needed to protect. Maybe that was protecting you. We have the grouse. We have you finally clicking, like you see something and you see the opportunity and you're able to click and engage with it. And at that point, your vision is illuminated. You are, what is the word? Your perspective is shifted. Something has to come down. Something has to crumble down. This could be the thing that you left in the past. Like this old foundation does need to come down in order for this illumination to happen. I do feel like you are surrounded by a lot of support here. This thing that you're walking away from doesn't leave you penniless, doesn't leave you resourceless or supportless. I feel like you have a lot of support around you. You know it. And you kind of hold the world in your hand, and yet you're still looking out like, I know there's something else out there for me. There's something about creative expression, like finally using like a new language, like learning the language. And it's self-expression. It's creative self-expression. There could be a teacher-student dynamic, mother-child dynamic. It does not feel like work. It feels like play. Okay. The card that came out for you is Grouse. Let's read about Grouse. Oh. Usually that all falls over when I pull this out. Sacred Spiral. If you've chosen grouse medicine in your cards, undertake a meditation on the various qualities of movement. Ooh, movement. That was the first card that came out. Swift movement in your life. Begin by visualizing the sun, holy shit, in your past, as one member of a huge group of stars swirling in the massive pinwheel shape of the Milky Way. Then draw yourself out of this pinwheel of light and into the spiraling of your own DNA's double helix. An arrangement similar to a rope ladder, coiled like a corkscrew. Analyze the way you move through your world. How do you picture yourself in the act of locomotion? What kind of reaction do you create with the energy you send into the universe? Fuck, that's beautiful. So empowering. What words would you use to describe the way you move through both the material and spiritual worlds? And the final analysis, is your movement compatible with your greatest desire and goals? Many spiritual disciplines ask that you cease all external movement in order to recognize the inner life. Grouse medicine, however, is an invitation to the dance. Grouse celebrates the divine source through its sacred spiral dance and offers this dance to you as a gift. You can spend a lifetime learning Grouse's lesson on how to harmonize your dance with Mother Earth's cycles and how to offer the dance as a creation of selfless beauty. Mother Earth's cycles. We also talked about cycles here with the Daughter of Wands because she's holding the wheel of change, cycles, Mother Earth's cycles. Wow. So Scorpio, if that reading resonated, do me a solid, hit the like button, consider subscribing to my channel, and I am wishing you the best in August. Take good care.